I'd like to begin with a reenactment of a family circus cartoon. I will be playing all the characters. Mommy, can I have a cookie? No, Jeffy. Okay, now I'd like to tell some jokes.
I consider myself a truth teller.
Sold as is. What does that mean? Can you sell something as it's not? This here is an armchair, but we're selling it as a sailboat.
This was a really powerful platform to speak on issues that were really important to me.
I heard recently they're going to be rebooting Buffy the Vampire Slayer with a racially diverse cast, and I think that's great. I'm all for that. My one concern is the decision to put Sarah Michelle Gellar in blackface. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's the best way to do this.
I wouldn't change anything. You know, this is my life, and it's been quite a ride. It was a difficult childhood. I was bullied a lot in school, and it became such that I needed to drop out when I was 12. Then I had to decide what to do with my life. I moved out on my own around 13, and I knew that I had this ability to make people laugh, but I just didn't really know what to do with it. And then I heard about these comedy clubs in the Catskills Mountains, the Borscht Belt as it's called, and I thought this is my chance. So then I ended up going out there. And that's where I put together the ventriloquist act that obviously people who remember my early work will remember. I developed certain skills in terms of performing in front of audiences, learning how to handle hecklers and so forth.
So, how you doing tonight, Charlie?
Well, the world is a crazy place, let me tell you.
That's so true.
Oh, we got a wise guy in the audience. Thinks it's okay to interrupt the act.
No, I was just...
Shut up! You fuck. What the hell, mother... I don't mean this.
I wasn't allowing my true self to emerge on stage. I was sort of using this dummy as sort of a facade. I was hiding behind it. And I felt like in order to really become an artist, I needed to move past that. I started talking a little bit more about myself on stage.
I don't like going to the doctor myself. I suffer from latrophobia, fear of doctors. Well, actually, I haven't been diagnosed.
I was trying to start a dialogue on mental health.
My self-loathing's pretty bad. I actually found myself on Tinder and swiped left. That's how bad it is.
I was definitely taking comedy to places that it hadn't been before. I mean, people were very shocked by the things I was saying. I was a very naive child. I remember watching a movie when I was a kid, and there was a scene and a girl thought she might be pregnant because she was late. And this is absolutely true. I thought that meant she was literally arriving late to her appointments. I thought that the primary symptom of pregnancy was lack of punctuality. Girls would come to school with tardy slips. I would look for baby bumps. You know, I had all these religious groups that were very angry with me. And so that's when I got really defensive and angry. And I kind of dug in my heels of this is my right to say the things that I want to say. And, you know, this is America. This is freedom of speech. So I can be as filthy on stage as I want to be. And I should not be stopped from doing that. And so that's when I decided I was going to do the underwear show.
Thank you. I'm cold.
Did I take it too far in retrospect? I mean, I guess I did.
Excuse me a moment. Nope, not a dream. It's weird because you do, I feel like I can't move a lot because, I don't know, something bad could happen.
I did get arrested for that appearance, for public indecency.
Normally I wear a beekeeper suit when I perform.
I was just tired of being censored, and I felt like I had to take a stand. I thought I was just joking about something that everybody kind of knew. You know, these allegations against Pepe had been around for decades, and it was an industry thing where people knew that this had been going on.
Sad news today, 6 more women have come forward to allege sexual misconduct by Pepe Le Pew. You think you know a fictional character. Backlash has been swift. They've already started to airbrush him out of Space Jam.
Before you knew it, all these victims were coming forward, and his whole career obviously never really recovered from that. I became seen as the instigator of this global movement. You know, other things started happening that I hadn't really been considered for before. That's around the time that I was asked to host the Oscars. Then I started doing movies, you know, and it just became bigger and bigger and bigger, and I just was like, had this mountain of success all of a sudden. I was becoming self-centered, had a drinking problem I had developed. You know, I would go through like an entire bottle or 2 of Martinelli's sparkling apple cider every night, and that's just too much juice. My marriage had fallen apart by this point, my 4th marriage, and you know, none of my kids spoke to me anymore because I just hadn't been there for them. This is what show business does to people. You become a victim of your own success. I didn't know what to do. I just thought, like, this is everything I ever wanted, and yet it's not fulfilling me. So I just did my last show, and you know, that was it. I quit. I had left the depravity of Hollywood behind. And I had moved to India, where I was studying with the Maharishi. You know, it seemed to me that spirituality and show business, they could not coexist. It took me like 3 decades to come to this point where I realized, like, oh, I have a gift to give people. I could do comedy in a way that was independent of my own ego. You know, and through my journey, I had given up my ego. I had dissolved it. It was no longer a part of me.
This is actually my first stand-up show in like 30 years. Yes, thank you.
I had never really shown my full self to the audience. Richie Pryor and we used to have this conversation a lot because, you know, he was all into, you know, just making comedy out of all the tragic things that happened in his life. And I realized that, oh, I have my own issues that I've dealt with. So that's when I made this decision that, you know, I want to start talking about my childhood trauma, you know, these things that you carry with you in life, but we kind of shove them away. I thought this is what comedy is all about.
My name is Gregory Virgin. People like to make fun of that. And I'm not going to lie, it wasn't easy growing up with the same name as Rasputin. Well, you know Gregory Rasputin, the Russian mystic man? Yeah, exactly. Oh, you can imagine the insults I heard in school. Try healing your face, you charlatan. What happened to the long beard, you heretic? How does it feel to be an instrumental figure in the collapse of the Romanov dynasty, which ultimately led to the rise of the Soviet Union? Well, these were very well-read bullies.
Who knows what is in store for the future? One of the things I learned in my spiritual journey is you just take it moment to moment, and boy, it's been one hell of a ride, hasn't it?
Thank you very much, everyone. This is a lot of fun.